all, and welcome to this series of interviews for Open Conference. I'm Pantelis Vikatos, a member of the Technical Committee and Director of Research at Orpheum. And I'm glad to have with me Yiannis Kanellopoulos, who is the founder of and CEO of Code for Thought, and will join to the talk to the conference. Hi, Yiannis, and welcome.
Kalimera, Panteli. Thank you for the invitation, and look forward for our discussion.
This year you are one of the speakers at OpenConf. Could you give us a short insight of the topic that you will be presenting at the conference?
Yes. First of all, thank you for the honor of having me or accepting me as a speaker. The main message we would like to convey in this presentation is how we can govern artificial intelligence systems in order for them to be trustworthy, just to put it very simply. In essence, what we would like to show to the conference participants is, first of all, AI systems are being designed by people for people, which means that we need to be able to understand how and control how these systems are being designed and how well are being designed with the users and the people in mind, because sometimes the criticality of the decisions made can have vast consequences. And the other thing is that there are practical ways to do that. It's not, let's say, it's not something which cannot be practically applied and consistently. And this is what we would like to show also, some best practice on how to test and audit AI systems.
And I guess that you will talk also for the fairness of datasets and the potential risk of training AI models without taking this as consideration too.
Right. So with our team at Code for Thought, we've been assessing or evaluating AI systems the last years, and we are developing also a technology for doing so. So in our experience, what we see is that if, let's say, we focus the audit to the system itself and not the process around or the people using it, then you need four main elements or properties you need to test. The first one is the performance of the model and how well the team assess it and how objectively assess it. And the second is the fairness, as you suggested. So how one can identify bias in the model or in the data used to train and test the model. The third component is the safety and the robustness of the model. So how well we can protect an AI system from malicious users who would try to change the input, who try to change the data, and how well the system behaves on that in that case. And the fourth element, which is also very important, it's last but not least, is the explainability of the model. So to deduct the explanations for each individual decision the model makes in order to understand the reasoning behind it. So, and based on this experience, based on real-life projects that we've been doing, we're going to show to the conference participants, to our audience, how we can do that and what can be, let's say, the outcomes and the benefits, and also the limitations of that approach. Because it's not perfect, it's not a silver bullet, there are limitations.
It will be very interesting to see the overall methodology that you follow. And another thing that is important and topic of discussion using AI is nowadays advanced models are not transparent, and sometimes it seems impossible for humans to interpret the patterns. How do you deal with this issue?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a problem which appears now with foundational models or generative AI. It's a problem that we have in general with systems based on the deep learning technology, for instance, where the model uses millions or billions of parameters, and there are, let's say, several layers of neurons that we need to understand and identify the patterns. There are techniques for doing so. There are tools and frameworks that can be model agnostic. So for any given type of AI system or the technology behind it, be it a linear regression or be it a deep learning or be it something way more complicated, those tools can understand, can give us the proper visualizations in order for us to be able to understand the reasoning. So to, let's say, to open up the black box. But the limitations are the following. First of all, these explanations are not for, let's say, the people without technical knowledge, which means you need experienced people in order to see those visualizations, to see those diagrams and interpret them. That's the one. And the second is, of course, that there is a big overhead in the performance of the model and in the performance of the tooling to deduct those explanations, which means that you cannot do it all the time, or probably you cannot do it in real time. So you can do it in samples or snapshots of data from a practical point of view, which means, again, that you can control certain things, you can control certain aspects, but on the other hand, as I said, it's not something you can easily apply on the daily operation or the real-time operation of a system.
It's very interesting. And actually, if you combine it with the ethical and legal point of view, think about the current interest is about a responsible AI and how you can develop and deploy such a system. What are your main principles in order to deal with and you should follow in this dimension?
I think that this is one of the most exciting things in our line of job right now, because in order to be able to, let's say, govern or ensure that your system will be responsible, you don't just need the engineers. You need the lawyers. You need the people who have business knowledge. You want several types of expertise and let's say and reasoning in order to be able to do that. So all this effort is multidisciplinary, if I can call it like that, and it calls for this collaboration. So, and it's not a coincidence that we, as at Code for Thought, we try to establish collaborations with legal firms, with people who work mainly on the regulatory part of the AI, in order to join and combine forces to be able to help organizations build responsible systems.
So thank you, Yiannis, for this discussion and the details of the topic of your talk. We're looking forward to hearing from you and your speech to the conference. And for all of you, please do not hesitate to join, buy your tickets, and have the privilege to watch all the sessions of the conference. So
Well,
thank you again.
You're welcome, Pantelis, and the privilege will be ours to join OpenConf. We are deeply honored. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.